Despite being a character that has little revelations pertaining to him, and we have no idea about his backstory in Star Wars, Snoke is still clearly one of the most powerful characters that we've seen in film, or even in the wider Star Wars mythos for that matter, besides of course entities such as the Force Priestesses, or the ones on Mortis. Snoke is still clearly very powerful and up there. As we saw, he was able to ragdoll Rey as well as Kylo Ren with his use of the Force. Kylo Ren coming from the Skywalker lineage, and Rey having an equal power and potential of the Skywalker bloodline. Ever since The Force Awakens, we were hearing that Snoke was in fact one of the most powerful characters that we would ever see in Star Wars. We didn't know the true extent of his power though, but according to a recent interview with Andy Serkis, the actor who portrayed the motion capture and voice for Snoke, he may be even more powerful than we realized. Snoke did in fact meet his final end in The Last Jedi when he was betrayed by Kylo Ren and cut in half by the Skywalker legacy blade. Even though he was deceived and ultimately betrayed, he was still very powerful, with many people even speculating that he could have some type of minor role in the rise of Skywalker. Whether that's a pawn for Emperor Palpatine or another role entirely, we'll have to wait and see. But according to Andy Serkis, Snoke is actually more powerful than Darth Vader, as well as Vader's own master Sidious. In the interview, Andy Serkis was directly asked how powerful Snoke was when compared to Vader and Sidious. We know that Snoke is a dark side wielder even though he's not a Sith, and does not identify with the Sith philosophy. I have actually speculated in the past that similarly to Kylo Ren, this could be one of the major reasons why he's so powerful. It could be that he's not afraid to pull from the light or the dark side of the Force that makes him so exponentially more powerful than the other Force wielders, a philosophy that even Grandmaster Luke Skywalker was dealing with slightly when we meet him in The Last Jedi, discovering that a balance in the Force could be more powerful than using the dark or the light independently. Anyway though, this is what Andy Serkis had to say. Oh, without question he is more powerful than both of them. He has limitless resources, let's put it that way. We also recently learned that Andy Serkis knew the full backstory of his character. Andy Serkis went on, there's a frailty and a damage to Snoke. His face has been cleaved in, his scars are across his mouth, and contorted his entire body. But without giving too much away, he is strong in the dark side of the Force. He's the leader of the First Order, but he has his own agenda. He's a cruel manipulator. Andy Serkis also made comments before the release of The Last Jedi that indicated that Snoke was more powerful than Darth Sidious and Vader. But it's interesting that he's reiterating these comments for The Rise of Skywalker. In my own personal opinion though, I do believe that Andy Serkis is making these comments referring to the version of Emperor Palpatine that we saw in Return of the Jedi, as J.J. Abrams has also made comments about how extraordinarily powerful Sidious has become, especially since we last encountered him in Return of the Jedi in Episode 6, and it's clear that he is being built up to be more powerful than he was in that film. So my biggest question is, where does Snoke compare to the power of Darth Sidious that we'll see in The Rise of Skywalker, as well as the power of Sidious in Return of the Jedi? As we know that if they're not an actual entity, it's clear that Sidious and Snoke are on the same level, or at least are very close. Anyway guys, I just thought these comments were really interesting. Before I sign off, because of the holiday season, there's a big sale on the Star Wars merch page with stuff up to 50% off. So if you're interested in buying something for yourself or a friend for the holiday season, it will be at the top of the link in the description down below. And you can get some really awesome Star Wars t-shirts, hoodies, and even more. Anyway guys, what are your thoughts on Andy Serkis' comments about Snoke and his power? And what do you think Emperor Palpatine's power level will be like in The Rise of Skywalker? As always my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.